I'm 35, work here in Brisbane, absolutely love it, originally from Perth, Western Australia. I'll be coming up to hairdressing 18 years this year. Hair is my life. I can't imagine anything else besides working with hair. I originally started my apprenticeship at a salon called Longton Burke & Co in Perth, and then I was there for a year and moved on to a salon called House of Ernest, where I was for 11 years. And then what brought me over to working in Tognisis is I was part of a competition and I'd always imagined moving to the East Coast. But then I really got involved with working with Benny Tognini on a project called Shush. I was working behind the scenes and I just fell in love with the family and the culture and vibe that they had. So that wanted to make me make the move to Brisbane to work with the family. For me, I love colour work. I originally started with long hair styling, then moved into cutting, but for me, all-round aspect of the job. So for colour work for me, you can actually just change, just by simple placement in hue, or this most subtle change, to just change a complete perspective about a client's look and just the way they feel about themselves. I don't always have particular career goals, but I've always got something that I'm striving for, something I want for myself. So Fame Team for me, it was the one big thing I always wanted for my career. I tried for 7 times, and the 7th year I made finals and I actually managed to get onto it, which is probably the biggest achievement for my career, and it's been such an absolute ride. There's been a few key things I've always looked out for. One project that I really wanted to get on was the Gen X project that I finally first got to work with Sharon Blaine, and it was the most incredible experience that helped open me up to the field of stage work and avant-garde, which is another big passion of mine. My biggest inspiration at the moment is the people I get to work on day to day with my clients, just finding out who they are, who their story are. For me, it's not creating what's the latest trend. It's the most beautiful thing for me is what's the trendiest thing that looks best on them. So really inspired by people that are in my chair and who I get to work with. So many inspirations come from so many different places. Sharon Blaine's always a massive inspiration. I get constantly inspired every day by working with such a diverse group of artists in the salon. Everyone is so different and specialises in their own little niches of what they do. It just creates endless opportunities for what there is around me. I'm constantly staying motivated and inspired by just being involved inside the industry. It's not hard to stay inspired if you actually just look around you. There's so many things. I mean, if you're not being inspired or you get bored in this industry, there's something wrong. Do not give up, just get involved. When you nail those base fundamentals in your technique and your skill level, it opens up so much more within the industry. And staying inspired by people that are around you. Don't be afraid to reach out if there's people in your industry that you admire and look up to, because that's how you can actually help grow yourself and expand your knowledge about what you actually want out of your career and what you want for yourself, both professionally and personally. For me, having a strong technical background in what you do is something that every hairdresser should have. You always want to get fascinated by the big things that are out there and things that you think, oh wow, that's amazing, I want to do that. Having a good strength and technical knowledge behind the scenes of what you do to be able to achieve the ultimate success in your industry and your craft and what you do is so important and pivotal. You've got to be able to learn to walk before you run, as the old saying goes. If you don't have a really good base of learning hows and whys of what you do, you won't be able to really break down the nuts and bolts of things that you want to be able to achieve later in life. I know it's a bit boring sometimes, but you've got to really be able to nail those base fundamentals so you can actually really break rules later on and create those big, beautiful arts and sculptures within hair that you want to do.